Hi there, and welcome back to Clarkenomics. In this video, we're going to talk about a very important concept in microeconomics that is shifting demand curves. Now, the first thing that we need to know about shifting demand curves is the difference between a movement along a demand curve and a shift in demand. So in a previous video called Demand versus Quantity Demanded, I talked about something called a movement along the demand curve. This is something that students get confused about so much when they first start learning economics. So, for instance, imagine that we had a change in the price of the good. This is the market for buffalo wings. So, there's a change in the price of buffalo wings. Let's say it's a decrease in the price of buffalo wings from $10 down to $4. So, a decrease in the price from this point down to here means the quantity demanded is going to increase because it's an inverse relationship always with demand from 20 up to 100, right? In other words, we started at point A where the price of wings was $10, the quantity demanded was $20. And after this price change, because that's the independent variable, we move to point B where the price is $4 and the quantity demanded is, I guess, 110 in between here. So a price change does not cause a shift of the demand curve. All we're doing is we are moving along the demand curve. So bear that in mind when we get into shifting demand curves. But now let's actually get to the good stuff here. Shifting demand. In this video, we're not going to focus so much on what shifts demand as much as we are on just like, what does this look like? So shifting demand means moving the entire curve. And again, it might be a curve or it might be like a straight line. We just kind of use those terms interchangeably. So let's first illustrate what a decrease in demand looks like. In other words, when people don't want as much of this thing. And it doesn't really matter what the price is, as we'll see. So we're going to start off with this demand curve. We'll call it D1. This is our initial one. This is our starting point. So a decrease in demand shifts a demand curve to the left, like this. So our new demand curve, D2, is over here. So what does this mean? Well, a decrease in demand means regardless of the price, people want less of this thing. Quantity demanded is going to decrease not just at one price, but at every price. For instance, look at the price of $4. Originally, this is the demand for pizza here. Originally, when the price was $4 per slice of pizza, the quantity demanded was 10 slices, right? This was our original demand curve right here. $4, 10 slices, right there. Well, after the shift in demand, at a price of $4, people only want 5, right? So at that price, the quantity demanded is lower than it used to be. That's what a decrease in demand actually looks like. It's not just at $4 though, it's at 5, 6. It's always going to be true. These lines are parallel to each other, essentially. So when you see a shift left, the quantity demanded is going to be lower regardless of the price. Let's get rid of that one. And now let's talk about an increase in demand. This is going to be a shift to the right, meaning quantity demanded is going to be higher than it was before at any given price. So that would look like this. So this is this is an increase in demand. The key things to say here are not up or down. So try to avoid using that terminology. Don't say demand goes up or demand goes down. That's where things get confusing. You can say quantity demanded goes up and quantity demanded goes down because those are numbers, right? Numbers go up and down. But when we talk about a demand curve or talk about demand overall, don't say up or down. You're going to get yourself confused. Instead, say something like shifts right or shifts left. Use those directions. It'll help so much. So the key thing that I found to be helpful over the years is just remember increase right, decrease left. IRDL or ERDL. ERDL the turtle is something that's helped students in the past remember that when demand is increasing, it's shifting to the right. When demand is decreasing, it's shifting to the left. And if you remember ERDL and you think about it like ERDL is right there, pondering, then you will never get these types of questions wrong. So that's how to shift demand. So the key things are remember your directions first. The second thing is remember the difference between a shift in demand and a movement along a demand curve. These are common sources of confusion for students who are just starting to learn economics, but don't let it confuse you. Thanks for watching.